Even at one level, if you build an engaged employee, you never know what that awesome idea that they came up with or that great productivity shift that they created, because they're engaged, they're excited about coming to work every day. Their engagement level is wonderfully infectious. It will influence others. They'll challenge others to become as engaged. ROI, ROE, the companies with the highest engagement levels get a 3.5 times higher earnings per share and profitability than those that have ambivalence and actively disengaged employees. It's incredibly important to use an umbrella of best practices to protect yourself from the storm of disengagement. A culture of engagement is right in the center of better business outcomes. And lastly, you can engage your employees to become more competitive and give yourself a distinct advantage in the workplace, not only in recruiting, but also in garnering new customers. And this plays out with every major industry. In casinos, which is an unusual environment, a dealer that engages with the customer because they're engaged in their job, the customers can say, you know, I want to go to that casino. An employee who is at the front of a hospital, where oftentimes family turns to terrible, tragic news, or a child is sick in the NICU, and you walk into a hospital, you can immediately see engagement, somebody that cares about you. I actually play a game with myself. We do a lot of work in healthcare, and I'll walk into a hospital and put a really dumb look on my face, like I don't know where I'm going. And if the engagement level of the employees there at that hospital is high, within seconds, one of them comes up to me and says, "Sir, can I help you? You know where you're going?" "Oh, you know what? Let me take you there." That's engagement. Lastly, I'll tell you a story about a woman I met at one of our prized healthcare clients, Ochsner Health System in New Orleans. I showed up to go to the sales call, and I was early, of course, because I never want to be late for a sales call. And I was in a little foyer at their flagship hospital. And I sat down and I saw this lady who I later found out was named Miss Betty. Miss Betty's probably 62 years old. And I sat for a half an hour and I watched Miss Betty do her job. She is a greeter. And I kid you not, 20% of the people that walked through that front door literally hugged Miss Betty. She was all smiles. "Hi, good morning, how are you?" She did it with me. She stands right in front of the elevator bank and tells people where to go. She's infectious. The first book that I send out, when the Magnetic Culture book is sent and published later this year, I will put a note on the first one. I'll sign it. "Miss Betty, you're on page 267. Keep doing a great job." She's a remarkable individual who, by the way, was actively disengaged, or not actively disengaged. She was ambivalent. She used to be in medical records. She was an okay employee that actually was almost terminated by her employer. Someone stepped in and said, no, no, no. She needs to be recast. She's got a personality that bubbles. Let's recast her into the role of a greeter. And she's remarkable at what she does.